Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another YouTube video discussion. I'm going to try to keep this quick, but I have a feeling that it might not be quick because it's kind of going to be a little bit of a rant video. And, I almost didn't want to do this video. I almost thought for a moment, no, let's not do this video because why should I even address it? But I figured, you know what? No, let's just go ahead and talk about it just because, one, I just want to get my take out there. And I've seen some other YouTubers that have agreed with me on this, and so I kind of just feel like I can sort of throw my own unique kind of outlook into this situation on here. Now, again, I'm not expecting much because other people have mimicked this exact same stuff, and I'm still trying to be kind of in the middle about it. But I just want to talk about the recently announced PlayStation Portal. We've talked about it here in the past, and I believe that a lot of my same feelings about what was then known as Project Q haven't changed. And they still haven't changed now that we've seen more from it. So I'm not going to put up any footage of it. I'm not going to put up any video of it. You can go take a look for it yourself and see other people's hands-on impressions of it. But I'm just going to tell you right now that I'm not impressed. Because, will I think that it will sell? Yeah, it will probably sell. It's going to be a very niche thing. Just like there's people that they go out there and they buy that expensive Xbox Elite controller that has the paddles on the back. And I believe people have done the same thing for the PS5 controller, the one that has the paddles on the back, whatever they're calling it. I believe that it will sell, but do I think it's this big revolutionary? They shouldn't even be calling it a portable, because first of all, one, this is a portable. The Vita is a portable. If I take a game and I pop it into the top right here, I can play it right here. I can hop in my car and I can play it there. I can go to a hotel in another state. I can play it there. I can sit by the beach. I can play it there. This is a portable. Taking something that has to stay in a Wi-Fi connection just to get the best possible signal, because again, this can do, I apologize, this can already do what that does. Granted, it's a smaller screen, but it has the triggers at the top. It used the trackpad on the back. I didn't realize how filthy this was. It has the trackpad on the back to be used as L2 and R2, and the screen on the front has little bumps in the corner that you could press to represent R3 and L3. So this could do everything that a PlayStation controller could already do. And once you got used to it, you could use it basically as a controller. And that's the other thing, is that this could connect and be used as a controller for certain games. Like there was a Little Big Planet game that I remember I used this, and it gave you specific Vita levels that you could use to like move objects around and move you within it and all that stuff like that. And it was pretty neat fun. I had a lot of fun playing it with my kids. And that's where the difference is, because the PlayStation Portal doesn't do that. It doesn't have built-in Bluetooth. You can't connect it as a controller to be used with your PS5. And I guess in a way you could say that it can be, because if you're doing remote play, aren't you technically using it as a controller, blah, blah, blah. But then you have the image drop down to 1080. It's not the same as playing a 1080p game on your PS4 and playing a 1080p or whatever image quality this was on here. But even if you don't care about quality, which I'm not that big of a quality person, as long as the game plays well, what kind of latency are we talking about? Well, they say it's low latency, so that's kind of promising. And having the haptic feedback of the triggers of the PS5 controller seems kind of interesting. But as the asterisk next to it says, it's only for games that support that feature. So if you're a game developer and you choose not to support it or throw it in there as a feature, then guess what? These are just as good as using a backbone that costs half the cost of that thing. And that's where I'm coming from. This phone that I'm recording from and connecting it to Bluetooth with this already does what the Portal does. It already does it. I can already do it. Do I want to play Astro's Playroom right now on the go? I can already do it. Now, granted, will it be as comfortable? Probably not. I don't even know if it doesn't even look comfortable, so who knows if it will be. But all I'm getting at long term is that this isn't anything new. And I find it funny that people are giving it so much, they're talking about it and how interested they are in it, when Nintendo did this years ago. And this is Bluetooth. This actually connects to the Wii U to be used as a controller. And if you're within the same range as you would be connected to on Wi-Fi, you could just put the games on this second screen and keep playing. Does that sound familiar? Y'all crapped on the Wii U talking about, oh, this thing sucks, blah, blah, blah. But Sony's doing it and it's revolutionary. Now look, I'm not a Sony hater, far from it. In fact, I have all their systems. I have a PSP, I just showed you I have the Vita. I've bought both the VR headsets. I've bought multiple PS4 controllers. I bought at least 2 or 3 PS4s. A couple of PS2s. I like them, okay? I'm not dissing them. I actually love their games and exclusives. I go about this all the time. But I call things as I see them, and I just don't see... If this was maybe half the cost, if it was maybe saying, look, we understand the backbone's out there, and it's $100, but it doesn't have the built-in haptics and an 8-inch screen, so it's $125, $150, I can see that. But $200 for me is just a little bit too much to ingest. And I know that that's hard to say because I went off and I bought PSVR 2 and that thing cost $550, but at least that encompasses me in an entire world when I play VR games. And if I choose to play PS5 games or even remote in to play PS4 games, I get like a 300-inch screen in front of me. Big difference between that and holding the comfortable controllers of the VR Sense controllers, or even using this controller, versus something that's probably this big and may or may not be comfortable and may or may not be supported. And because of the fact it doesn't use Bluetooth, means that you either have to go through a wired connection or you have to spend the extra $150 to $200 to buy those new headphones that now they have for that PlayStation Link or whatever it is that they're calling it. So it just doesn't seem like it's worth it when the technology is already there. Using a phone that you already have, and you're probably watching this on, using a controller that you would already get because you have to buy a PS5 if you don't have one, to use this for remote play when you can just do the same thing. And if you have a PS4 and you buy a PS5, you can use the PS4 to remote into it too. So, yeah. You already have an iPad or you already have an Android tablet, you can already do it. Like this, even with a laptop or a desktop, you can remote in and probably get the exact same signal on a bigger screen using a controller that, again, you would already have because they give it to you. So, while I understand that some people would be interested in it, and you might be interested in it, and you're welcome to purchase it, and it might be something that you enjoy, because I know that there'll be some people that they would give me slack for buying PSVR 2 or for buying half the stuff that I bought, because it's just like, well, why did you do that? But at the end of the day, it's because I enjoyed it and I wanted it, and if it's something that you're going to enjoy and something that you're going to want, by all means, please buy it. But I'm just sitting here and saying, as a person who likes technology and was stoked about the idea of Sony coming out with another PlayStation Portable, I was thinking something along the lines of this. Something that could play its own games, even if you kept the form factor the same as what the Portal is, right? And you say, okay, this thing is $200 or $250, and it doesn't have a disc slot, obviously, but any digital games that you have, you can just download right over. Well, then that's instantaneously 100% better, isn't it? Because now I can take a game that I already own, that I've already downloaded from PlayStation Plus or I bought on the store, and I can instantly transfer it over and play it on the go, because now it's coming directly from the hardware of the system. Now, will that change down the road? I don't know. I don't even think this thing has any kind of SD card slot or any way to put expandable memory in there from what I've seen, so probably not. It's probably just going to be a streaming box with and some kind of Android on it to emulate the PlayStation 5. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying that it's easier for you just to keep what you already have and maybe buy a little $20 clip that goes on here and puts your phone above it than to spend 10 times that to get something that's a bigger screen. Now that's just me. That's just me. But at the end of the day, will I pick it up? Maybe. Maybe if it goes on sale for like $100 or I see it in a bargain bin. Like I did the Kinect. I bought the Kinect for the Xbox One when it was like $20 at GameStop because they were just trying to get rid of the dang thing. I might pick it up then just to pick it up and say, yeah, look, I'm going to try this thing out. But for now, I'm not interested in it unless they throw in more features. I mean, if you're paying for PlayStation Plus Premium like I am and you can't even access their cloud streaming service and this thing is a streaming box, that doesn't make much sense to me. And if again, you're not going to use it like the Vita was back for the PS3 and the PS4 to be used as a controller or to download their own games, like you had the little minis that you could put on there and stuff like that, then it's not a portable, it's just an accessory. And at the end of the day, even though again I love accessories, I just don't see the point of this. Not when it's already been done and it's something you can already do. At least that's how I look at it. But at the end of the day, we'll wait and see what Sony does with it, because maybe in a few months to a year they'll completely update it to where it does something completely that I didn't think about, and it's just like, oh yeah, that makes a total sense, that makes it a game changer. But for right now, when you're just using the remote play technology to go into the PlayStation 5 to play games that are digitally downloaded on there, you can already do that with the Vita to the PS4. And if you don't have a PS4, then you can already do that with your phone that you probably already have, your tablet that you probably already have, or your desktop that you already have. And because you have to buy a PlayStation 5 anyway to use the dang thing, you're going to have a controller to use. So that's just my 2 cents on it, guys. And I apologize for the long-winded rant. That always seems to happen. I always seem to sit down and have the intent in my head of, I'm just going to make this a 5-minute video, and then I go on for way longer than that. So I do apologize. But if you did enjoy this video, feel free to leave a like, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.